Hey guys, I have an AM248 here, and today I'm going to be starting another look back at some of my Tips Challenge designs. So I've already replayed Ultimate Tip 1, I think I did that over a year ago, and that was looking at designs I've made a decade ago. Now we're going to jump forward to my second post-return in a 2014 set that I released. So this is Ultimate Tip 4. It's got 149 levels that I built over the course of about 4 or 5 months. Back in late 2014, and I released it almost 3 years ago to the day. So I am very curious to see what I think of this set now, and I can give some just design comments on it as well. So this is Gorgeous Sweet Flower. This is the first level. What I wanted to do with Ultimate Tip 4 was just try and introduce all the mechanics in a fairly organic way. Whoops. And to do that, what I did was I grouped all the tiles into different groupings and just built a quick level that would naturally show you what you can do. So the first level was just, hey, here's tips, here's some walls, here's some ice, here's some force floors. And this one is blue walls, hidden walls, invisible walls, and extra tips sort of thing. I can't go through there. Yeah, see. Yeah. I do remember a couple parts of solutions to these. So, For the Fallen is just kind of a Pie Guy reference, but introduces a couple other monsters and stuff. And cloning, of course. Oh, that's not good. Let's just clear that out. The walker should eventually either drown or blow up a bomb for me. Yep. Which means I can go clone a fireball here and finish up the level. So, Molecule. This one is the Keys Boots introduction level. And it actually did pretty favorably. This is actually the first level in CCLP4, which is honestly pretty cool. I mean, I like this one still. Like, of these intro levels, I feel that the strongest one is definitely Molecule. So here's East Wing, which introduces everything else. But I don't think any of them are particularly bad. Maybe this part isn't really good. Just because I don't think that room adequately explains what it does. Okay, let's wait for the teeth. Yeah. There's a lot of easy levels in here, but if you know me, you know I am not against playing easy levels. Like, they can be quite fun. So, do I wish I did a little more with this set at the start? Maybe. This was meant to be a set that just anyone could jump into and probably complete. So let's hit the trap button, release the tank, and finish up. Alright, that wasn't bad. So here's another side, another story. The title is a Kingdom Hearts reference, and it works differently in both MS and Lynx. So I think I'm going to actually play this in both rule sets. Okay, yeah, I have to go this way. And then depending on which button you get pushed there, different collisions happen, so you can approach only from that side. So before I move on to Field Day, I'm actually going to just... I didn't plan this part out. So for Lynx, remember you can't pass through explosions, and I'm stupid. Have to clear that shit. So instead of the Paramecia taking the first path around here, Paramecia takes the longer path. Can't override any of that, but you can partial post off that exploding bomb. Tank desynchronization, not the most obvious thing to include, but I still feel like it was worth including. As you can see, my score in Lynx, actually probably couldn't because of the window capture, but my score in Lynx is not very good compared to my score in MS. Anyway, let's move on to Field Day, which is just a bit of a just regular old variety level. A teleport section is something I don't think I've really seen done. For good reason. I don't think it's very fair at this point. We got a little bit of a pearl diving section in here, which I think is done better than the actual pearl diving, because I never liked the original one. Then we have a little ice maze. Oops. Let's get that chip. Then we get this one, and we'll hit this one. And let's do the force floors. Oops. Gotta practice my overrides, because there are some levels in this set that use a lot of overrides. And then right here you can just take this slide to get into those chips guarded by the hidden walls. One of the core themes I was going for with this level was just these pathways that you can use to slide around everywhere. Let's clone 2 from both, and then we have a little obligatory teeth maze, and I forgot about this blob. So as the first campaign level, I think Field Day works okay. I think it does ramp up the difficulty a little much. There's a lot of, oh, I want to do this thing, I'm doing this thing, without much regard to whether it works in this kind of early level. I do like the open nature of it. I don't make enough very open levels. And very open levels can be a lot of fun. So, flippers, I think the water's over here. Yep, just finished. Alright, moving on. Lost at Sea. Lost at Sea is... You can see a bunch of unreachable flippers from these blocks, and you just have to use them over here. No real surprises. That's the downside of playing something like this that I already know. I don't remember what to do with this button, so I'm just going to hit them extra times and hope it doesn't kill me. Oh. Oh yeah, I've this. Don't ask why I put that there. Yeah, that's a weird level. Okay, Cellular Automata. This is actually one of my favorites, but nobody else seems to agree with me in that regard. I just really like the simplicity of it. That chip's extra, by the way. Like, the entire level takes place in these hallways. Like, the entire level is in these one-tile hallways. And it just flows. I really, really like that level. So here's Entangled Path, which is going to be the first real complex-ish maze level. I was kind of hoping this one did well enough to go for CCLP4, but no such luck. It's actually a really fun level to come up with a route for, and then execute it later. But I'm just aimlessly wandering around. All the chips are required, and this level has the first, I think, instance in the set of a hint outside of the standard play area. Which this was something I was fond of doing when I built EC4, I still am fond of doing it, to be honest. And that definitely shows. I think there's something like 10, 12 hints outside the normal area that all have passwords in them to future levels. Obviously, I'm not going to be using those passwords because I'm going to be playing through everything. And I just need to get this area up here. Let's see, 6 chips left. Okay, I think I missed one back there through a central path. Okay, so how do I get over to that parity? I can get this chip. Okay. Yeah, it's not that complicated because it's scaled well. You can see that there is a lot of evidence of trying to use only south, east, and southeast thin walls, but with some of the chip placements, I couldn't do that. So, get out of bounds. Oh, hello there. Level 30's password is MCUJ. Not that anyone's ever going to really need that, I think. So, moving on to Oasis, which is also pretty early in CCLP4. Don't mind the fact that I know exactly how to execute that part. Like, this is not the bold solution. I'm not giving that up. Not that it's too hard to find, but... I don't even think that is the bold. I think bold is 277 now. So this is Weaves. This is just a level that I built to play around with stripes. Just what can I do with these striped patterns? Of course, that's the one I can take. So now we have the obligatory, hey, the level looks like this one thing maze, but it's actually something completely different. I think this can be a fun design trope, but it can also be kind of unfair if not properly telegraphed. I don't remember if the blue key is necessary. Okay, I still need the last chip, which I now have. Okay, the blue key wasn't necessary. I think when I built that, I thought the blue key wasn't even possible to obtain. And as a result, there's an extra blue key in the level. So this is Pinwheel. It's the same thing 4 times. Yeah, that tired old design trope. And it's not even a terribly interesting same thing 4 times either. This is one of the levels I think that's the most just there. Reconstruction, on the other hand, was supposed to be a reference to CCLP2's Deconstruction, but I messed up. This was actually really fun to optimize, too. Oops, that's fine. So let's put those 4 in. Load up another group. Okay, now I need to push 1 in up, and I can do that. And now I just have to push 1 block in both directions. Or in all directions. So down's done. Up's done. You might have noticed that one thing I liked doing with this set... Oh, I cooked it! I'm an idiot. So you might have noticed that one thing I like doing with this set already is just hiding extra things outside of the normal play area, or just little surprises. Yeah, let's do that. And that is something I have stopped doing as much, but I still do it sometimes. Like, this set was really just... I was just getting back into level designing for real after Ultimate Tip 3, and how it kind of just was okay. There were a lot of cases of just because I can do something doesn't mean I should, and I did it anyway. With this set, there's some of that, but it was more kept in check. So now you just randomly teleport up here to this bug island. So Pot of Plasma is a level I'm actually going to play as intended. So, as you can see, there's this little central part around a double maze. So, originally, you were supposed to have to go through one maze at a time. But you can just get both boots, because you don't need both boots. But I'm going to play it as intended, because I think it's more fun that way.
Bummer.
I pushed right. And the really silly thing is that taking both boots only saves about 2 seconds. I like the aesthetic of the big empty rooms, too. And also, when I was designing this, I was really careful to make sure every chip was obtainable from both boots. Just because I've run into cases where you have to make a random guess with no sign of what the correct guess is going to be before you have to make that guess. And I don't think that's very fun gameplay. I think that's objectively bad design, and I've always strived to prevent that from being a thing in my levels. So now that we're in this area, we can do some overriding and finish the level. So Art Museum takes a couple cues from JB's exhibit hall. As you can see, there's these little 4x4 rooms guarded by thin walls. And I put one of each monster in each corner, because why not, right? Exhibit hall is definitely an inspiration here. I think another one of JB's levels might have also had some inspiration here. Was it Modern Art Gallery or something? Either way, it's the one where you teleport between 12 5x5 rooms. As a level, I don't think this one's very fun to play, but I can see why it might be liked. It's just not my taste. And most of the time when I build a level, I'm building it... Essentially, I'm building a level for me to enjoy first. And if anyone else happens to enjoy it, that's great too. Also, painting so lifelike, you can jump right in, because that's not referencing anything at all. So I don't know if I'm going to need that block for anything. I am. Knowing me, it's almost an if you can do something, you have to do something kind of thing, similar to how you can metagame a Pie Guy level. Because almost nothing slips into those that you're not supposed to be able to do. Alright, let's work our way back over to where the blue lock is. Did I remember how to do this? Yep. I like a small teleport checkerboard. That can be really fun. So here's Chasing Spirits, which is an open, invisible wall level with some teleports. Just trying to be confusing. I don't remember too much about the layout here, other than the invisible walls are mostly pretty sparse. Alright, let's get this chip. Alright, let's check the bottom corner. Wow, that's a big wall. This is a level that probably didn't need to take up the entire map, honestly. But it did. Nice, and I know that there's a teleport near the socket. So I can just teleport a bunch of times until I find it. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna play this smart and just cut in with the glider rather than try and chase the glider out. Alright, So Forceful Labyrinth is a bit of an interesting level in that it's yet another maze, but this maze that I'm running through right now is actually a faithful recreation of, I think it's floor 14 from Labyrinth of Toho, except scaled down. So the thing about that map in Labyrinth of Toho, including where the boss is right there at that red spot. I think that's the boss. It might be the stairs to the next floor. It's been a little bit since I played that game. The thing about floor 14 is that it's made up of 3x3 celled rooms, basically, that you pass between. But because of that and how little you can see at a time, it's actually kind of confusing to get around. But it reduces to this maze. So, just in fifth scaled form, it's pretty obviously clear. Oh, I just did a backwards override. Oops, I actually screwed that up. Oops. I'm trying not to do too many backwards overrides because they aren't necessary. I'm playing Lynx compatible levels. I don't usually like making backwards forceful overrides, but sometimes they just happen because they're not necessary in any of these levels. So here's Stuck in a Well. As you can see, for this set, I was really focusing more on small levels or big open empty ones, at least early on. And so this was actually, so another fun thing is Ultimate Ship 4 was actually the first set I built where I bothered to reorder the levels after creation. So everything else is just ordered in the way I built them. Like there was no setting aside a level slot. Like none of that even. Just I built it, it went in this level in the set in that slot. So Asteroid just gives me a perfect opportunity to keep talking because there's not too much going on here. Other than Andrew Menzies, I think it was, tested and found you cannot get all the chips in one pass, but you can do it in two, which I did know. So yeah, I was focused a lot more on just building levels and not so much what was in them. Essentially I was almost building levels to build levels, and that is not how you make great levels. I mean, you can make some good stuff if you're just building to build, but on average they're going to be pretty mediocre. And that kind of shows with Ultimate Ship 1 and 2. And even 3 to a certain extent feels like that. I mean, there's some really standout stuff in 3. Like personal picks for that are my personal picks from that set are almost all at the end of it. Wow, that was almost a record. I guess I never really properly optimized that. So this level's a level that I found on a piece of paper when I was building the set, and it's like, this looks fun. Why not? But yeah, so personal picks from Ultimate Ship 3 are almost all near the end. Gravity Well, which was in CCLP4 as well. I will be pointing out the other levels that made it to CCLP4 from this set. Don't question why there are blobs there. Just don't. Toxic Waste Facility is a blob level, so...
Bummer.
Let's see, what were other good standouts from Ultimate Ship 3? I just immediately think of both Rapture and Deja Vu from that set, which are both perfect examples of levels where I went too far and did stuff just because I should. Another good level is Decrepit Crypt, which did really well for CCLP4 voting, but wasn't put in the final set because we had enough fire-themed campaign levels. Damn it, Josh, you stole it. So this is just Cluttered Crosswalks. It's a fun little romp. I could have made it through that. Yeah, you can see the entire gimmick of the level is after enough time passes, all of the force floors fill with pink balls, and now you're left with just a normal maze. I'm really happy with how this level got constructed, and I think it's pretty fun, though it is possible to get every chip before they fill in MS and not in Lynx, and that's kind of lame, actually. Like, when I first built the level, I was like, oh, you could probably totally get everything. That's so cool. And now I think that it's just kind of stupid, because what's the point of having the timing and the mechanism to go clear out everything if it's possible to just completely bypass it? So I'm just gonna, because my TWS solution does that, so I'm just gonna play that back real quick. This is not optimal by any stretch, but this is just the route I took, and this manages to beat the cycle. I think it beats the cycle anyway. It either does or comes very close. I think JB beat the level about 5 seconds faster than this. Yeah, no, see, I did beat it all the way with that. So here is the Museum of Haunting Refrains, which just, oh look, there are gliders. Oh look, don't pick up the keys, you don't want them. Except this yellow key, you do want that one for some reason. Let's see, with the yellow key, I think I can go in here. No, I go down here and then I can get the skates. So the gist is, don't pick up red keys. How fun. Oh, there are fire boots available to me. So actually, this is a level that's surprisingly difficult to optimize. Just dealing with the ball cycle and then executing it, because you always spring slide. It's pretty rough. Moving on to just a kind of boring chip collection level, Thar Booty. I don't like this level. I think it's pretty stupid. Like, you follow a chip path. There are monsters alongside it. Let's dodge the teeth. Oh crap, I'm being chased. I'm being double chased. Okay, how can I fix that?
Bummer.
I winced. I winced at that. And alright, new plan then. I'm going to specifically trap every relevant monster. So like this teeth? No, outwitted. Oh, I didn't actually outwit it.
Bummer.
Oh my gosh, why? I've never been good at this kind of level, so of course here's a time where I built one. Okay, all the teeth are now stuck. See, that's one annoying thing. If I'm building a little trap for the teeth like that, similar to how Digger does it, I really should have just gone all the way with it. But instead, I did this silly thing where I go only part way. And with the monster order, it just ends badly. Okay, that bug is going to be problematic, so let's dupe it. So I will say I do like this little fireball loop. That's a nice twist on just following the path. And now we have just get a bunch of red keys, which is really funny to place right after the previous level. So here's a blatant underground ripoff. Let's snag that key. So I need to hit the tank button. But I want these all on the same track. Alright, now I should be able to just finish the level. Yeah, I like the red key collecting part because it's different, but I think the rest of the level is kind of just bland and forgettable. So I will move on to and throw away the key in the next video, because I think 30 minutes is about right for a Tips Challenge Let's Play video. So yeah, more thoughts, more incoherent ramblings about the set and my designs whenever I next upload. This isn't going to be as frequent as the Josh CCLP4 videos, but I definitely want to just work this through. I want to keep somewhat consistent, so I don't want to just blast through the entire set in a week, because I could. Alright, until next time, later.